So Timothy, John Jalen, and Robert Sylvester is going to have a sit down in North Carolina.
You are welcome to yet another episode of LFN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real important issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. We have time and again told the world that this fight against R. Kelly by his girlfriends is just a move to take advantage of him for an extra dollar in their bank accounts. And that the reality is if there wasn't any financial motivation for these women, none of them would have betrayed him and lied on him like they did. The new information that suggests Timothy Savage, who was also fighting the R&B King but later realized he had nothing to benefit from this move, now wants to meet R. Kelly as proof that this was all about money in the first place. Timothy Savage became famous for leading the entire anti-Kelly group that sought to destroy him and organizing press conferences at which they ridiculed the R&B King. At that time, he too probably felt he had a case against Robert and thought he had something to gain from hunting him down. He had probably forgotten that his daughter was a grown adult when she met with R. Kelly, and was therefore not entitled to any part of the money that would later be paid to them as restitutions. In fact, there are two ways to look at it. The only difference between the Savages and the Clarys is that while Azriel Clary decided to cooperate with her parents and tell a completely false story of what really happened between her family and R. Kelly, Joycelyn Savage could not beat her conscience to tell anything else but the truth, and she therefore did not cooperate with her deceitful parents.
It has been said that I have left him and he has abused me years. I would never in a million years hurt him like this. I would never do that.
It does not require rocket science for one to understand that Joycelyn's parents had hoped to use their daughter to tell false stories just like the Clarys, suggesting R. Kelly may have started having relations with her when she was still under 18 and without the consent of the parents, such that they too can get a share of the hundreds of thousands of dollars that have been issued to the alleged victims. At the end of it all, however, since their daughter refused to become a pawn in their conspiracy, the Savages feel they wasted their precious time and resources leading the others who now have dollars in their bank account and are living large. Because Tim Savage sees no reason to continue fighting R. Kelly at a battle he clearly cannot win, and because he knows the truth that the other women and the Clarys who have benefited from the case against R. Kelly were crafty and lying on him all along, he cannot help but think by getting close to R. Kelly now, he too could at least leave with something in his hand. Think about it. He failed at his game, yet everyone else has earned dollars at the very same game. This definitely wouldn't rub him right, and he will not rest before the Clarys who walked away with the lion's share have dropped it and leveled up with him. And if anything, because he knows the lies the Clarys and the other beneficiaries concocted both on the media and under oath when their daughter testified, he definitely feels he has something he can use against them to make them drop their butter, which he cannot wait to pick up for himself. Also, the fact that his daughter Joycelyn chose never to return home after he embarrassed her discussing her personal health records and more in the public domain. Timothy Savage clearly knows he gained nothing from this whole situation and will do anything to also get a part of the blackmail bounty the rest shared. After all, he has the information about all the others and could choose to break the entire case wide open for a man who was part of the conspiracy from the beginning. If Tim Savage really wants to do the right thing, he ought to speak against the conspiracy and publicly make the world know what the whole plot against R. Kelly was all about. He also needs to make a confession about the lies that were planned out by the entire team of accusers, and of course also apologize to his daughter, who he almost misled into joining the bandwagon of treacherous liars to send R. Kelly to prison with no evidence whatsoever. Otherwise, by sticking to the sidelines and being here and there without choosing which side to belong, he is not helping the situation at all. You cannot be for R. Kelly and also be for those that lied on him at the same time. This drama involving him meeting with R. Kelly is therefore not what the world needs from him. He better leave the man alone to fight his battles himself with God alone, like he has always done. Tim Savage needs to know that the whole world can clearly see through him. He is not invisible and his intentions are no good, this we know. According to Imelda, from the day Tim Savage started threatening to expose his own colleague Angelo Clary's lies, I could see he was headed towards betraying the rest to fend for himself. And indeed, if he did this, I wouldn't blame him, considering it's better he crosses over to the side of truth than camp with the malicious government that was quick to ignore him when he could not provide an additional fake witness for them to use. I am, however, concerned with how his sudden interest in meeting with R. Kelly may affect the appeal process. We wouldn't want to see R. Kelly's case affected negatively only because his accusers now want to meet and talk. In any case, we are aware that if R. Kelly's attorney Jennifer Bonjean feels this may in a way compromise R. Kelly's appeal, she will not allow it. However, seeing Tim Savage suggest he now wants to meet with R. Kelly is perfect evidence that these people never really had any real issues with him. They only became greedy and were coerced by the government to speak against R. Kelly with a promise of financial gain, which the Savages clearly missed. According to Meny Johns, I have seen Tim Savage do crazy things, but this one decision to meet with R. Kelly has been the biggest shocker. Why would he be so interested in meeting a person he referred to not so long ago as his daughter's oppressor? Perhaps he is looking for an opportunity to poison him from inside prison. In fact, R. Kelly has got to be careful who he meets and what he eats, as we cannot trust such people not to harm him in any way. If they manage to allow and be used by the government along with the Me Too movement against the same person, there is no way we can trust that they now mean well for the R&B king. According to Melody, if I hadn't been following the case against R. Kelly from the beginning to understand exactly how these accusers and their parents carry themselves, I would be compelled to think that Tim Savage is insane and completely out of his mind. Why would he be asking to meet R. Kelly now that he knows he has a good and experienced attorney who is likely to lead him back to freedom? Yet he was the ringleader when the first press conferences were being held to tarnish his name back in the years. Someone made a comment that the Savages have greatly lost weight ever since R. Kelly was jailed. This could mean that there was indeed so much they were gaining from him when he was still available for them to take advantage. If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to sashalfnmedia@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.